Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Hussein, the 416, and today this is just an unscripted video. This is actually my first video that I'll be uploading on this YouTube channel. And today I would like to talk about the phenomenon that I've been doing a lot of research on, which is called quiet quitting. I'm not an expert on this. I am a millennial. I am 30 years old. I've worked for various different companies. I've done nonprofit, government, and now I'm just self-employed entrepreneur. So with my 6 to 7 years of work experience, I can give some insight onto what this is. So the premise is basically like this. Um, a lot of, I would say, quiet quitting results from the backlash of hustle culture. Now, if you may not know, hustle culture is promoted by the Silicon Valley nerds and geeks, which believe you hustle your face off, you grind yourself, you work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week from Jack Ma and Gary Vee. Unfortunately, those guys they might be great businessmen and inspirational figures, but their idea is totally off the wall and it's not in balance with what we are in true human nature. Work is important, but it's not the only thing. Um, Pre-industrial revolution, people worked about 10 months. 8 weeks a year, people would not work. During the winter months, people would just take it easy. And not even just that, even pre-industrial age, people used to take naps in the afternoon, which is reported in 16th century England. You know, it, you'd work in the morning from dawn, and then you take a break around noon. You sleep for maybe 12 to 1 o'clock or 12 to 2, and then you'd start work, and then you'd finish before evening, and then you'd have your supper around 6 o'clock, and that was it. And work was a lot slower paced back then, and it wasn't as stressful. So, my humble opinion is this: the hustle culture is the primary cause of this burnout. I got burned out in my last semester of college. I did academic upgrading. I went to college. I never took a summer off. I did placements, which is student internship, unpaid, basically intern slave labor at Humber College. It was good, but overall, I have to say this. I might be rambling that. Overall, it's not good, if you ask me. In my humble opinion, um, being being intern kind of sucked. But besides the point, let me just skip to. So the main issue with one of the problems I see within I actually support the movement of the what you call the um, this anti-work movement. Even though I'm an entrepreneur, it may seem like a contradiction because I know where they're coming from. The lying flat movement. Hold on. So yeah, sorry about that. That was an interruption. I had to make an edit. So basically, I think this what is it called, quiet quitting or this anti-work culture, I think is something that is not really new. It's from coasting. People have been doing this for decades, generations. It's just now it has a different name and there's a connotation that it's millennials and Gen Zers, but there's Gen Xers who are doing this and boomers are doing this as well. And this frustration in the workplace, in my humble opinion, comes from, like I mentioned, being overworked. And what a lot of people in this movement want is they want to get paid a fair wage. They want to be given good benefits. They want to be able to take some time off. And they want to live a fulfilled lifestyle. It's insane in America. You only get 10 days paid vacation. And a lot of Americans um, are afraid to take time off. This reminds me of the labor movement of a century ago when workers had to work like slaves. And I'm really glad this revolution exists. And if I have to be honest with you, I think this is a movement I can get behind. It seems quite similar to the lying flat movement in China, whereby a lot of young people no longer want to just work overtime, slave away, and be a wage slave. People want to work on their purpose, meaning, and that is part of what life's about. And to expand upon what I said about the lying flat movement, which is synonymous with the quiet quitting movement, is that these anti-work culture movements really stem from the neoliberal feudalism that society has been subjugated to, and the neoliberal world order, which has existed the last 40 years, is all about racking in profits and destroying the environment and making as much money. And I'm all for money, but what I'm not for is people being subjugated to doing unlivable work conditions like we did a century ago. That was like that's like my grandparents' generation or great grandparents' generation, where people had no other choice but to work in factories for, you know, 10 to 12 hours a day, and you were getting paid a peanut salary. Now we're not as bad as those days, but ask yourself this question: if the work culture is so good, why are so many people in the corporate world committing suicide? People work in law firms, accounting firms, people who are even in the healthcare business. People are making good money, and they drive nice cars and houses because of the stress. And you hear an example of a hedge fund manager who Buffalo lost $1 billion or $1 million, something like that, and he takes his life because he can't face the shame. And so the amount of stress that these people are, and even these Wall Street traders, you gotta feel empathy because this society has conditioned people that the only purpose of life is to only earn money. And in my humble opinion, what the millennials and Gen Zers have shown is there's more to life than wealth. Our indigenous hunter-gatherer ancestors, yes, they worked, they didn't have money. What they did was they hunted, and when they were done hunting, they had a campfire, they ate food, they told stories, tales, and myths, and they had a sense of community, and that is what people want. People want to be able to earn a good income, they want to get benefits. And from what I've seen, that, they say it's estimated 40% of adults want to switch into a new job. This is for a US study. So I don't know for other countries, but that is the reality. And so that basically means about half the population has thought of quitting their jobs. That tells you things have changed. Perhaps for those people, my question is, do they have savings? They probably do. They probably have support, most likely. Otherwise, they would have not done it. And some folks have nothing left, so they take that risk, take that leap of faith, start a business, be a freelancer. And I'm a freelancer slash entrepreneur. It's not pretty, but I'd rather be free. I'd rather make 40,000 a year doing what I enjoy doing and have 100% control than make 100,000 and have my boss tell me how to behave. And you hear horrible stories of people saying they can't take time off to go to the funeral of their grandpa because they just got a new job. They're afraid of getting fired. They're so conditioned. And you're going to regret that. Your family, whether it's your parents, grandparents, your cousins, your children, your friends, the people who you love in your life, regardless, they're the most important people. They're your priority. And so they should come before anything. And these are the folks who support you. In my humble opinion, I totally support this movement. I guess I've been coasting for quite a while. I was side note in the film industry for 7 months, and near the end, I just started coasting, and I was one of the producers, and it was just so much stress. The set day was like almost 12 hours, every day having annoying meetings. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do think that, in my humble opinion, that the corporate oligarchs, this is something they're afraid of. We the people, the 99%, we can definitely make our own decisions. And I'm glad a lot of young folks are thinking this way. They're thinking about their purpose, they're thinking about what they want to do. And I'm not against work. What I am against is subjugation and expecting people to clock in hours and get nothing in return. Why do I feel this anger and resentments? Because I did an internship and it was great, but I didn't get paid. I did over 600 hours. I lost thousands of dollars. And I didn't even have to go to college. That was like, I could have got a job in social services in my city of Toronto. They have jobs they pay you $5,000 to $6,000 a month. There's jobs whereby you can make $7,000 to $8,000 just being in the union. And granted, unions are not easy to get in, but you get what I'm trying to say. I didn't even need a college diploma. Besides the point, I personally don't think we should exploit workers. And one thing I have to say this is that what the lying flat movement, or what is it called, quiet quitting's taught us is that if enough people say no, then the elites will be afraid. And that's what they're afraid. This neoliberal corporate world order, which is immoral, morally bankrupt, which goes against human nature, which is basically the 99%, the 1% make all the profit, the 99% make nothing. They can get to live in their luxury lifestyle. So in my humble opinion, we the people can control our own destiny. And in my humble opinion, that it's great that people can quit their job, do the job they love to do, and not feel guilty or ashamed about it. So I'm concluding this message with, inshallah, in my humble opinion, that there's more to life than just work. Work should give you a sense of purpose and meaning and fulfillment, and it should be about you contributing to society, not just racking in profits for the corporate overlords. Number two, happiness, in my opinion, comes from within. It cannot come from external things. It doesn't come from your college diploma. It doesn't come from your marriage. It does not come from your wealth. It comes from being content with what you have. And number three, what I've learned about this movement is that your hobbies and your interests and your passions, pursuits are definitely important. Leisure is extremely important to people. And having no leisure will create a sense of frustration and revolts. So now with the conclusion, this is me, Hussein the 4 and 6, signing off. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a comment and like and subscribe, and send me some messages in my chat and let me know what you think. I know some of my opinions were controversial, it's heavy. This is just who I am. I'm not scripted, and I'm unrestricted.